When my father was alive, he used to use Volz as a good example of the kind of person that he would like to see and be a son. And when we would talk about him, he always says general principles about raising a son. I have not been a very good son, but my father found in Volz an ideal son. And so I have never took envy of him, but rather from that day on, I start to look at him and admire him. I am older than him, but his demeanor is impeccable. And sometimes I wish that I can have such. But my line is very far from his. I'm an advertising person, and he's a military man. We are, if you may say, at opposite poles. But in the middle of it is the man who is well respected and the man to follow. Volz, please.
Thank you very much, Kuya, for your advertisement. My first time to feel nervous in front of a crowd. Distinguished guests, my colleagues and friends, the members of my family and led by my better half, Rodi Gasmin, over there, my sister Shirley and my brother Segi, ladies and gentlemen. The printing of the book Voltaire T. Gasmin Under the Shadow of the Flag is the outcome of the relentless prodding of two individuals who are very close to me. They made good use of that advantage, and armed with persuasive ability, they penetrated my armor of privacy and influenced me to rule in their favor. Amazingly emphatic as to the reasons why this book about me should be written, they prevailed in convincing me and my wife Rodi to reveal what they perceive as the guarded secrets of my person. They argued that I should not hide anything but share the same with the generations of my family and with posterity. And of course, they're here with us now, if only to assure themselves of the consummation of this event. They are my brothers-in-law, Ernie Hernandez, my kuya, who is our MC, and Gudi Hernandez, the writer of the preface of this book, and our welcome remarks speaker. Thus, through the personal accounts and interviews of colleagues and people who had worked with me before, to the recent past until this day, this book became a reality. And so, thank you to Gudi and Kuya for your persistence. Again, thank you to Gudi for penning the preface of this book that reveals the real circumstances as to why and how this piece of work came about. And congratulations to both of you for prevailing over me and Rodi. Likewise, I thank the author of this book, Ms. Edith Garde, for the preparation of the printing materials and the literature on my life story. Edith, please come forward, take a bow. Thank you. I really appreciate on my person. I cannot forget the many invaluable assistance that you had extended to me on the preparation of varied written communications that can be traced back to our working years in the Philippine Army. To you, Edith, I am grateful and indebted. I should not forget to thank Mr. Marnie Quilates for doing the editing works on this book. Your professional indulgence has certainly added to the precision and clarity of the thoughts presented as you polish to luster this piece of writing. Thank you, of course, to the entire publication team whose collective assistance contributed to the timely printing and production of this volume. I also thank the resource persons who generously granted interviews and gave factual accounts about me and on the events and circumstances involving our past association. Thank you for being candid in sharing your personal views, opinions, and perceptions about me. Most of all, my endearing thanks and gratitude to my wife, Rodi, for all the invaluable help and support in the preparation of this book. I treasure your devoted meticulousness. Makulit. In painstakingly checking every single detail of the facts and data contained therein, from the dates to the events to the personalities involved and their exact roles and participation. This book is an attempt to chronicle and depict my life like any other mortal, so that while we have aspirations to fulfill, in the process we have also our successes to welcome and our failures to grieve over. But somehow, life must go on. We should continue to hurdle the formidable challenges in our journey to realize our dreams. Indeed, we must be able to do so in order to render justice to our aspirations, apart and away from the possibility of being remembered in the august hall of human immortality. During my assignment in Laur Nueva Ecija, one of my primary duties was to guard the late former Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr., who was imprisoned therein. My responsibility over the late former senator ended when he was brought to Fort Bonifacio in Makati City, where he continued to be in detention. In February 1986, my military duty was to protect and ensure the security and well-being of the highest sovereign will of the Filipino people, the late former President Corazon C. Aquino and the members of the First Family. My responsibility ended on June 30, 1992, after the late former President had formally turned over the reins of government to her successor. I was humbled to have accomplished the task of that designation. To me, these assignments were but parts and parcel of my duties as I continued to serve the profession of arms and eventually faded away from the scene of active military service. Nevertheless, I was wrong. On July 1, 2010, I heeded a new call to render public service from President Benigno S. Aquino III, designating me to head our Defense Department. And so, here I am today, forever grateful to the great architect of the universe for making these three illustrious persons, the father, the mother, and their son, as the instruments of three unprecedented opportunities of serving our nation and people under different sensitive capacities. This book encapsulates my life, in which the late former Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr., the late former President Corazon C. Aquino, and President Benigno S. Aquino III have made significant contributions into my being as a former military professional and as an aspiring public servant until this day. My profound thanks to President S. Aquino III for the favor of writing the foreword of this book that unravels certain facts and circumstances about my person in his appreciation and pursuit of our national ideals and aspirations. To all of you, thank you very much for coming over to the launch of Voltaire T. Gasmin under the shadow of the flag. It is my hope that this book can serve as a genuine token of my humble devotion to the Filipino flag and Constitution. Allow me to end my remarks with a fervent wish that may this personal occasion be free from being tarnished with malice. Lest I would be misunderstood, I had never been involved and will never be involved personally in any political contest. Thus, this occasion today is never meant for any political purpose involving my person. Thank you and a pleasant day to all.
He has just announced his fourth retirement. What will happen next would be book signing and cocktails will be served. And some pika-pika, which are heavy enough for you to last to the next day. Meanwhile, we're going to fix the table here, and we're going to form a line, those who want some autographs, from here to here. Single line, please.